Good morning, Destiny players, and welcome to a new build video. I am so happy to be here today as my absolute favorite exotic got the love it deserved after being brutally butchered by the curse known as Hunter exotic used slightly in PvP. Bungie graced us with reverting the curse and letting us PvE players have fun once more. I am Bladeburger, your local hugs and kisses for Ido kinda guy. In this video, young Ahamkara's Spine. It's back, baby. One of the best ad clear builds in the game, and a build that's even able to put up quite a bit of damage with ignitions. Ability slinging to the max. Let's see how. Do the stuff that every YouTuber tells you to do, and let's get into it. When I read that this exotic was being freed from its curse, I got even more hyped for the new season, as this exotic used to be my absolute favorite, staple to me at all times. Then it got absolutely destroyed by a nerf, and for multiple seasons my trip mine throwing arm wept, for it had no more trip mines to throw. I was a sad burger. Nothing hit the same. But in a twab a week ago they restored my baby to me, and my trip mine throwing arm twitched as it knew we were so back. And back we were, with the most fun and surprisingly strong build for the new onslaught. Enough with my biblical waffling, let's talk about what this exotic does. The young Ahamkara Spine exotic arms buffs trip mines, giving them better blast radius and longer duration, also more health. Any ability damage also gives 33% trip mine energy per damage instance, so a trip mine itself gives 33% energy back when it explodes. Knives also give 33% per hit, so a charge of knife trick gives 99% due to there being 3 hits. You just have to hit with the fan. They did nerf its ability to hit with the final shape. To see how we make this exotic shine once more, let's talk class. For class, Solar Hunter, despite it being a stasis season with stasis extremely pushed. For super, run what you please. I run Blade Barrage because it's my thing. Bladeburger, Blade Barrage, you get it. For dodge, Gamblers, roll on the ground to gain your full melee charge back if you're close enough to enemies. For melee, Knife Trick, throw a fan of knives that scorch. 3 tiny knives in the trick, and each knife contributes 33% to a trip mine energy, so a full hit with all 3 gives you a full trip mine. For grenade, trip mine. Duh, it scorches, so hits with the knife, trick, and trip mine do cause an ignition if you have Ember of Ashes, which we do. For aspects, Gunpowder Gamble. Solar anything kills charge up a bigger trip mine, which you can throw and shoot to cause an ignition. This does count as an ability, so it actually gives 33% trip mine energy, which is nice. We also have On Your Mark. Precision kills give you and nearby buddies better weapon handling and reload. Stacks up to 3 times, and using a class ability puts you right to max stats. We do use our class ability quite a lot, so you almost always have max stats. For fragments, Ember of Ashes, you inflict more scorch stacks, making it so a single trip mine and 1 knife trick blade causes an ignition. Then you throw another trip mine, and another knife. Ability spam is fun. Ember of Resolve. Grenade kills Kiryu, which comes in clutch a surprising amount. Underrated fragment. Ember of Singeing. Your class ability recharges faster whenever we breathe, aka whenever we scorch. Ember of Char. Ignition spreads scorch to nearby enemies. Ember of Searing. Killing scorch enemies gives melee energy and makes a fire sprite, just in case your class ability is down and you don't have a melee to get a trip mine. So there's the class stuff. Let's talk weapons and stats now. For weapons, Incandescent Anything. I personally am using a Callus mini tool as it's still one of the best primaries in the game, even over a year later. There hasn't yet been a solar primary with Incandescent to replace it. For heavy, I use Dragon's Breath. It scorches, it ignites, you get the drill. Other weapons are your choice, have fun. For stats, I would recommend High Mobility to get our dodge back. That's really all you need. You don't really need to put stats into anything else, honestly. Maybe Resilience. Resilience is nice. Now let's talk mods to finish up how we take this exotic into overdrive. For the mods, we use kickstarts, but only the usable one, the utility kickstart. Most of the rest is class ability or grenade based. Let's get into it. On helmet, double ashes to assets. Grenade kills give extra super energy, something like 5% on grenade kills. It allows for really fast supers. We also have harmonic siphon, double kills with weapons matching our super damage type, making overpower. On arms, triple firepower. Grenade kills make an orb power. With 3 mods, it's a 1-second cooldown and a much bigger orb. On boots, double orbs of restoration, a mod I've grown on recently. Orb pickups give a large chunk of energy to the lowest charge ability. With 2 copies, it's 15%, which is more than the other ability specific ones like this. We also have recuperation. Orb pickups give a chunk of health. It's good to stay alive. On class item, double utility kickstart. If we have an armor charge, which is gained by picking up orbs by default, using our class ability consumes all of them to grant class ability energy back. We also have Reaper. Using our class ability allows our next weapon kill to make an overpower, 10-second cooldown. So that's all the mods, and here's the overview of them. Take a look, send me death threats, and subscribe. Definitely subscribe, that's the most important part. Now let's talk how this build plays. This build is just as good as it was before it fell to the curse of being used slightly in PvP, maybe even better than it was before with a lot of the buffs that's been happening. It is a true ability spam build. It works well pretty much everywhere you take it, from raids to dungeons to onslaught to more. I'd argue it can be even used in GMs because you're able to output so many abilities so fast. You really don't need to fire out your weapon at all, only if you want to. It's okay if you do, we support you. When I used this in Onslaught, it was comical how many trip mines I threw. Even during the boss, I'm able to do a loot buff trip mine, knives, trip mine, dodge, knives, trip mine, and get several ignitions from it. Puts up a really good amount of DPS alongside other high DPS options. Just throw in between shots or reloads. With the utility kickstart, we're able to put out even more trip mines, as the combination of Endburst singeing and kickstarts allows us to get our class ability back extremely fast. It's a tried and true ability spam build, like the Shinobu's Vow builds from Seasonless Seraph before mods got nuked. Bungie, please buff Shinobu's Vow. I'm so happy my baby has returned home to me once more. I pray that it doesn't become cursed again, like so many have before it. The curse took its next victim this season, swarm grenades. Literally unusable in PvE now. Anyway, try this build out for yourself today. It's a ton of fun. Thank you all for watching. Bladeburger, out.